Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT in the building. You're looking very chilled and relaxed, chewing gum. Everything's crisp.
I'm all right.
Been enjoying the Euros?
Yeah, it's been all right. Today's one of them days for me, man. And it's like, I'm not going to put a somber mood on it in some respects, but today's the anniversary of my brother's death. So
sorry to hear
it's
that,
kind
man.
of like, it's a day where I like to just smile. Try and, you know what I mean? Not be down about it. Just... Yeah, so...
We have to smile, man.
We have to.
Smile.
You have to. You have to remember the good times. You have to remember all of those moments. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I'm just continuing the whole theme of my summer, which is enjoying myself. I'm not letting Arsenal stress me out. I'm not letting England stress me out. I'm not letting anything.
England will come next week.
Yeah, that one will
Mind
happen.
you, you know what, right? Germany. I think we can beat Germany, man.
Ew. Do you know what
I think we can beat Germany. Listen, I know that we've got a terrible record against Germany.
Yeah.
I'm not being arrogant to think that, you know, just assume that we will beat Germany, but...
This is our biggest problem, Robbie. Like, we're not being arrogant, but... And then it ends up falling flat on our face. And... I would say, looking at the Euros now, the only team that's really kind of caught my attention, and I've said they'll probably look at favourites based on groups, would be Italy.
Italy and Belgium.
But then Belgium had a wobble against Denmark in that first half. So, then was that the whole Christian Eriksen thing? Was it that kind of like that momentum? And
they came back.
Yeah, and Belgium. So I'd say those two, but France, Germany.
And I'm looking at the pathway, right? So I'm looking at it, right?
Don't start doing that. We did that with the Europa League.
No, you have to, though. You
did the same thing with the Europa League. We were like, you know what? If we can get past Benfica, then we could... And then we looked and went, oi, the draw's been made. We can get past this quarter-final, and then we've got Villarreal in the semi-final. We've got a brilliant pathway.
We did.
Yeah.
Have a brilliant pathway.
And we ruined it.
Exactly. But that's it. You still got a brilliant... Right, if I look at it, right, so next week we've got Germany, right? If we win that game...
You don't believe yourself.
We play the winner of...
Sweden
or Ukraine.
Yeah.
Right? Come on, man.
I know, but then what? And then the semi-final is favourable to...
And then the semi-final is, the winner of...
I think there's a possibility of Holland in there. That's one of the real big names. But everybody else is on that other side.
That's a decent... Listen, obviously Germany's a really tough game. It's your next game.
Of course it is.
And you've got to beat the big teams. But if they beat Germany...
Yeah, but...
They could get to the final.
But Robbie, we had a very favourable path in the World Cup.
We did.
And we fell short in the semi-final.
We did. But I'm saying, you know, and of course now... We have Saka.
Yep.
Who would have thought that, right? That at the start of these Euros, we're thinking we're all down in the dumps about, you know, no Arsenal player really being there. It's really bad and that. You know what? The Arsenal players have done all right at these Euros.
Yeah, they have.
Xhaka's done all right for Switzerland. Tierney did well for Scotland.
Yep.
Right? And Saka, the other night, man of the match.
Excellent.
Brilliant.
Excellent.
He cannot be dropped. Southgate, I believe you're listening to me, yeah? I know you got Foden and guys like that to come back, but for me, Saka has to start.
Saka did more in 45 minutes than Slim Shady's done in 2 games. It's that simple. You know, I rate Phil Foden. I think he's quality, but he is a young boy that's playing in an unbelievable club side. Unbelievable. And if you take those players out of that club side with, you know, that quality around you missing... Look at Diaz at Portugal. He looks like a normal defender now. But you know what I mean? He's just looked unreal all season for Manchester City. Best defender in the Premier League by a million miles. Rightly so. Gets all the plaudits. Put him in the Portugal side with a little bit lesser quality around him, with all due respect. And he looks acceptable. So same kind of thing with Foden. But Saka's
unbelievable.
Saka's carried...
He plays without fear.
He does. And the difference between him and Foden for me is that Saka's playing in a team that has struggled so badly, and yet he's carried Arsenal on his shoulders at times. Phil Foden hasn't carried Manchester City on his shoulders. He's been a part of a well-oiled engine. But Saka's literally like grabbed games by the scruff of the neck and done things
and
that a kid of that age shouldn't.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Him and Grealish.
I was so proud of his.
His performance.
I was so
was brilliant.
proud of his performance as,
Brilliant.
as an
Fearless.
Arsenal fan.
That's the best word for it.
And to me, he has to start the next game.
He has to. Him and Grealish have to start.
I don't think the Germans will want to face Saka.
No,
Grealish as well. Yeah,
him and Grealish have to start.
Have to.
Him and Grealish have to start. All ends up, and at the end of the day, you're looking at this whole isolation situation at the moment with Mason Mount and everything, which I think is absolutely ludicrous anyway. Because it's like you saw images of these Scotland manager and players hugging Gilmore and everything else after the game, doing the identical kind of stuff that you saw Mason Mount and Chilwell doing. But yet they've got to isolate.
And they've tested
and the negative.
And the negative.
Yeah. So
why not test them every day for 3-4 days? And if
no idea.
Honestly,
no idea. But they won't be out of their isolation because they've got their isolation includes the Monday, so they won't be out of isolation till the day of the game.
Yeah, I don't think
so. For me, Mason Mount is.
Yeah, they're doubtful to start.
You can't be involved at all.
You can't.
Not when you can't train with the players or be a part of the squad or do anything because you're isolated.
Well, I don't understand with that thing.
So that writes him out.
Gilmore was on the same bus as the Scotland players.
Same hotel. And the best
same hotel, same bus.
They uploaded an Instagram video the day before he got tested positive, and it was at the team hotel, and they were all jumping around and laughing and joking, table tennis, pool, that kind of stuff. And then he got found guilty, and then the video got deleted. Because he's like...
found guilty?
Guilty. What am I about? Found positive, sorry.
Yeah.
The video was then deleted and stuff because
it makes no sense.
I don't get it. So for me, Mason Mount is not in the equation for the game against Germany. So that just leaves one person, which is Phil Foden.
Foden and Saka.
And for me, Saka, based on his performance, has to start. Grealish and Saka have to start. I would go with pretty much the same lineup that we went out last time out. And I just felt in an attacking sense, second half, yes, was quite flat and things kind of died down a little bit. But in the first half, I felt we were really good in that first half.
We can beat Germany. I fancy us, man.
I still worry about them. If Germany...
they've got great players. Sane, Gnabry. But they ain't got no playing with this foot. I don't know. They don't look themselves, man.
Well, they did for 60 minutes against Portugal.
Yeah.
They looked very good. But I watched their game when they played France. I watched their game when they played Hungary. And
we can get
they are there. They are there to be got at. And, there was a point watching them games where I was thinking, boy, Hungary could be finishing second here.
I know.
Like fair play to Hungary.
I feel sorry for Hungary, man.
And do you know what I feel as well? That also, it's kind of a slap in the face of everybody that dismissed them because I think we all did it.
Yeah.
When you looked at the group, you went, right, Hungary, all right, they're bottom, they're gone. So it's Portugal, Germany, France. Everyone was just talking about them, but they've literally. And you got to remember as well. I know they lost 3-0 to Portugal, but it was 0-0 until the 84th minute. So. They'd done a job on them as well, and then it completely just collapsed after that first goal. But they were excellent against France, excellent against Germany, and also I wonder whether the crowd has played a big part in that because they've got full stadiums.
But there was no, they were playing that in Germany.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying, the
last game. But
they get momentum. They get momentum from their first two games.
Their crowd's been unbelievable as well.
Denmark in the last 16.
Yeah.
Sweepstake, innit?
Sweepstake.
Hey,
I'll tell you what, have you seen any player at the Euros that, pick one player that you've seen at the Euros that you'd say, yeah, Arsenal, go and buy him. That's realistic. Realistic.
I love that bit. Realistic.
Realistic, yeah.
Oh. Whoa. Do you know what? I think it's the names that you kind of expect. Locatelli.
Yeah.
He's looked really good.
Yeah, and we were linked with him before.
I know, but now you've got more chance of buying a plasma telly than a Locatelli. Do you know what I mean? It's not happening.
Probably end up at Juventus now.
But yeah, the usual suspects are turning up. I think Ronaldo is just doing Ronaldo.
I said
no, I know.
realistic.
I'm just going through like Lukaku smashing it. and doing what he does. So that's what I mean by usual suspects. I'd say the
Kane,
one,
by the way, man,
he's been poor.
Yeah.
Very, very poor. You should have took that bet up with Expressions. Do you remember in the first game? I don't know if you actually remember it. He turned around and made I think it was £100 bet or something with you. He said, I'll give you £100 bet that Harry Kane scores before an Arsenal player does for England. You went, no, yeah, you're only saying that because he starts. You should probably take him up on that bet,
true. Might have to take him up on it.
Might have to take him up on that one. But no, I'd say Locatelli, to be honest. It was because that's a name that's been mentioned, and I've heard his name being mentioned before. And then you kind of get to see him at first hand. I just feel that a lot of the big names have turned up.
There's a couple of other players though that I've looked at. Like there's Alexander Isak at Sweden.
That's
looked.
He looks decent.
He looks a bit of a handful.
Yeah.
He ain't really scored many. I don't think he scored it, but he looks a handful.
Yeah.
Right. And he's gettable. And there's that Marcel Sabitzer as well, who's into his last year at RB Leipzig. And I've been impressed with him for Austria. And I'm like, those are two that I look at, and they're just reasonable ones.
They're names that have been mentioned.
They're in the 20 mils, you know what I mean? You know, so
Sabitzer's name's been mentioned before, and I remember the first time I kind of saw Sabitzer was, I think it was the games against Tottenham. And where I first kind of like, yeah, all right. And I knew who he was, and
I like him.
But
it's experience. I think Tottenham have been linked with him. But,
Tottenham need to worry about getting a manager first. Do you know what I mean? I actually waited for a phone call asking if I want the job. It's just like they've literally gone through everybody.
I'm gonna give him Scully. You know what I mean? Line it up. You know what I mean? I'll tell you,
mate.
Their thing's been an absolute mess. You know. Talking of us, right now, you know what? I obviously loads of transfer business and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
We seem to be really hard in. We spoke about it the other day for Ben White. He's the guy that we really he seems to be priority number one. 40, 50 million. We put a bid in apparently for 40 million. Excuse me, we're looking to go back. And then there's if he comes in, what happens to Saliba?
I knew where you were going with this.
And Saliba, you know, is now getting links with moves away to Southampton, to Newcastle on loan, to every team in France wants him. And we've been discussing this over the past few days, right? I mean, I personally have looked on it and I've said, if Saliba doesn't get a chance again, I'm going to be really, really disappointed. And we were doing a show the other night, and there's a guy sent in a comment that I thought that comment was brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. He said, it seems to be that Arteta doesn't trust young players, right? And then he brought up Guendouzi, Martinelli, Saliba, Balogun, Reece Nelson, yeah? He put those players as forward as players that he doesn't trust.
I'll go through each of them in a minute.
And then he goes, it's very ironic that a young manager, right, doesn't trust these young players, but yet still the board trusts him as a young manager who has no experience to take on a big job like Arsenal.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, that is a great comment, because, you know what I mean, trust has been put in him as a young manager to say, right, we're going to trust in you, and we're going to give you Arsenal Football Club, which is a huge club with a lot of problems at the moment, to manage. We trust you, manage that. Whereas Mikel Arteta is not showing enough trust in the young players. Now, you may say Saka. Saka was already an established player from before he came under Emery and Ljungberg. He had those guys were the ones that brought Saka in, played him, week out. He became an established player. You can't drop him. He's brilliant. Emile Smith-Rowe, yes, Arteta brought him in, but there was no one else when he brought him in that time. Came in, done brilliantly in a couple of games he played, and then has kind of kept his place ever since then. But does he trust enough in the young players? Because Saliba, when Saliba went out on loan to Nice, his comments were quite interesting. He said, you know, he goes, I've had a bit of problems with, bereavement in my family and kind of settling in and stuff like that. But he made it very clear that he was very disappointed because he hasn't been given a chance. That's what he said. I've not been given a chance.
I get that.
Then we see Guendouzi not given really a chance fell out with a manager. It happens. Sent away on loan, get rid, right? Martinelli, right? Came back from injury, not given a chance. Even towards the end of the season, not given a chance. Balogun, not given, even as we're coming towards the end of the season, we've got nothing to play for. Not even 10 minutes of game time for Balogun in any of those games, right? Nothing, right? Reece Nelson.
I'll go through them.
So I'm just looking on it now, and I'm looking on it, I'm saying, does Arteta give the youngsters a chance? Does he show enough faith in them? Does he believe in them? We're seeing one of our young players right now running things for England at 20 years of age.
Yeah, I get it.
But he's not giving the others a chance. I don't know, man.
I think people are looking too deep into it as well. The Saka
for everyone to see.
The Saka situation, yes, he was already established, but he has grown tremendously.
He was a fully established player under Unai Emery.
But
Emery was playing him even younger.
Yeah, but hold on. So was Guendouzi. All right? But what I'm saying is it's about your attitude. It's about how you apply yourself on the pitch, the things that you do. And Saka has grown from strength to strength. Now, Emile Smith-Rowe was unavailable for the first half of the season. Then out of the blue, when he was available, it was Mikel that actually gave him his opportunity against Chelsea. And I still remember the reaction from everybody when Emile Smith-Rowe was in the starting lineup. Well, what's he doing in the lineup?
No, not everybody.
There was a lot of people. There's a lot of people saying it. Because it was a game against Chelsea on this horrid run, everything else. There was also a period where he gave...
why was Emile Smith-Rowe not available for the first half?
He was injured.
He wasn't, not the whole first half of the season.
But he'd come back from quite a lengthy injury.
Yeah, but
you're not just going to throw him in. You've got to
but you're making it sound like he was out for the whole...
No, but let the manager bed the players in at the right process that they need to be brought into the side. Not just going to rush him back from an injury. And you've got to remember, he's had injuries since he actually left from Arsenal to Leipzig. His time at Leipzig was ruined by injuries. He had injuries at Huddersfield. You know, even whilst he's with us and playing
nearly the whole season at Huddersfield.
No, but I'm saying at the end he picked up his injury, and that went into the following season. Even when he was with us, he was always picking up little knocks and maybe missed the odd game, come back the following week. So it's something that you've got to manage with him. He also gave Eddie Nketiah a very long run in the side over Lacazette at periods. All right, but he didn't warrant starting those games. He gave him an opportunity. Eddie Nketiah didn't do what Saka did, which was take those opportunities. So you're out of the side. Now we go into the names that are being mentioned. Reece Nelson.
No, let's stop.
No, I'm going to go for it. Right. You've had your time.
No, because
relax. I'm going to go to...
No, you started off on Guendouzi.
No. I'm going to go to where I'm going to go. Just relax.
All right, Reece Nelson.
Don't worry. So with Reece, yeah, I think his whole career has stagnated for a considerable period of time, even before Mikel Arteta came. He obviously had issues with his attitude as well, which was notable when he went over to Germany, because he started off his time out there on loan on fire, and we were like, here we go. There was even comparisons at that time to Jadon Sancho, because both English boys, both in the Bundesliga, both tearing it up, best mates, etc., etc. Then the manager at the time took him out of the squad and everything, and he was saying there was issues, there was problems with his attitude, and then it kind of just derailed from there. When Reece comes into the side and does play, and this is even before Mikel was here, he flatters to deceive, never does anything, never seems to grab games by the scruff of the neck. Countless times where I've countless times I've even said to you that as a young player, you don't get loads of opportunities, and when you do, you want to see a player grab it by the scruff of the neck, and they don't. Saka did. Saka got minimal chances to begin with. The reason why he got more was because he took the chances.
Yeah, but hold on, wait.
Others didn't.
But you've got to give a player a chance. Reece Nelson came in towards the end of last season when we used like FA Cup run and then that Community Shield. He played well, and then you know, just not used. But then I'm seeing Willian, right, who was crap last season. Absolute crap. Apart from the first game, did nothing. Being used time and time and time again. What? Better than... Was he better than Reece Nelson?
But you're saying that.
But hold on. The I have a bad attitude as well. I see a guy who's doing nothing.
But hold on, Willian.
Hold on, wait a minute. I see a guy that's doing nothing week in, week out, and I can't even get a game.
No, you're missing that because Willian was actually taken over his position by Pepe. Because there was a period earlier on in the season. Earlier on in the season, Willian was playing ahead of Pepe. Then Pepe came in and actually did what he had to do towards the back part of the season. So Reece Nelson's not going to get in ahead of Pepe.
Reece Nelson's absolutely not had a chance. He's not had a chance.
No.
And then you see somebody like Willian playing week in, week out.
Yeah, at the first part of the season. But towards the latter part of the season, he wasn't playing week in, week out. He was not playing hardly at all. Always on the bench, or even sometimes he wasn't even on the bench.
The start of the season.
Yeah, we know that. The start of the season.
For week in, week out, this guy's playing. But at the start of the season, see the man's doing nothing.
But at the start of the season,
not a game we saw.
What did Mikel do? No, that is Mikel's mistake. That he kept at the beginning. Nelson, no, you're not listening. At the beginning, given a chance. At the beginning, Mikel obviously trusted Willian, given his experience, what he can do, and that, you know what, next week, that will be the...
Could I ask you a simple question? Has Reece Nelson been given a chance?
He's been given chances and he hasn't taken them.
Last season, has he been given a chance?
He hasn't taken the chances when he got them. What's happened from January, I don't know.
What chances?
Before January...
He had no chances.
No, before January, he got opportunities.
When? How many games?
I don't know how many
exactly.
I've
seen Willian playing week in, week out. How many... there was no games that, there were fans saying, what about Reece Nelson?
Look, there's obviously a reason why he hasn't got game time. There's obviously a reason why he never went out on loan. You can't say that.
Manager's not giving him a chance.
You can't say that.
It's what I see.
But you don't see what goes on behind the scenes.
None of us do.
Exactly.
But what I'm just going for, what I see with a lot of young players, they're not getting a chance.
Well, what I see, yeah, they are. Players can get a chance.
One of them.
No.
Emil Smith-Rowe. Who else?
And then you've got to remember, right? You talk about Balogun. The reason why Balogun weren't getting an opportunity is because Arsenal were refusing to play him whilst he wouldn't sign his contract. Why are we going to play him?
He signed the contract then towards the end of it.
But then they're ready for next season. Yeah, but it is. At the end of the day...
You mean to tell me
wait there. Why did Balogun sign a new contract?
Huh?
Why did Balogun sign a new contract?
Probably because he said quite clearly he wants to stay at Arsenal.
What was one of the contributing factors as to why he stayed at Arsenal?
I don't know. I'm not privy to the contract.
The manager openly said countless times Mikel was instrumental in the reasoning why he decided to stay. This guy had countless teams on his case. All right, and I'm talking serious money for somebody that was unproven.
That's great.
All right, great. There's that.
Nice. Wait, I'm going to get to it. Wait. Lovely to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But why at the end of the season now, right, once he signed that contract, couldn't you have even given him 20 minutes in a game?
They've obviously got a pathway.
Wait a minute, he's dead games, right?
Nah.
You can't, guy wasn't even on the bench.
They've got a pathway of what they believe is right for Balogun, and that is it. What
give him a
but you see, give him a chance. Listen, we was actually in really good form at the end of the season. So what's the point? We just keep with the momentum, get the season done. Let's get out of there.
It's a chance.
No, it's not because next season is good. Next season is going to be Balogun's chance.
We're not finishing
Balogun's chance will be next season.
We're not finishing Europe. We know that, right?
We actually could have.
Right.
On the final day of the season, we were actually in contention
for the conference league.
And hold on, two games before the end of the season, right? We were in contention for the Europa League again because it actually took West Ham winning at night time, which actually took us away. So 2 games from the end, there still was actually technically something to gain for.
Don't take a chance. You're there having a go. You're there having a go at Southgate. Our manager's similar. Give the kid a chance. There's a few games left.
Nothing similar at all.
He is, because it's like he's not brave enough to give some of those youngsters their head.
No, look,
give him a chance. There's a few dead games.
Gareth Southgate is not giving the likes of Jack Grealish football. All right, there's a completely different comparison. We're talking about...
No, it's very similar. I see a lot of similarities.
What? Listen, similarities.
I see a lot of similarities.
Jack Grealish is a world-class footballer.
I see a lot of similarities.
Sorry, but
wait a minute. I see a lot of similarities with how Arteta didn't want to play Pepe. week in, week out, playing, as you just said yourself.
And he was justified in his decision.
As you just said yourself, week in, week out, playing Willian.
Because Pepe...
every single one of us could see...
Because Pepe's attitude was wrong.
His attitude of...
Do you know what? We could bring up countless fan cams where you're sitting there speaking to fans and you're saying about Pepe at the start of the season. You were talking about Pepe and saying he's not doing enough. He doesn't work enough. His attitude's wrong.
No,
so this is what I'm trying to say to you.
Countless videos I can show you where we're all slagging literally everyone. Apart from the first game at Fulham, where we're saying the same thing about Willian. But
who's denying that?
He was playing week in, week out.
Who's denying that?
So that's what I'm saying. Those are the similarities for me with Southgate. When Southgate don't play Grealish,
there's none.
Our Grealish is Pepe. Mate, yeah? And I'm telling you that, right, as I said, Balogun, towards the end of last season, could have played him a few games.
Pepe did not deserve to be starting earlier on in the season because of the way he was playing when he did.
But Willian
and then he went and done something stupid like he did at Leeds. All right, but listen to what I'm saying. So to compare him to Grealish in that respect, no, because Grealish is world class, game changer, bang on it right now. Like, should be starting, end of story. Same with Saka.
So should Pepe. Should be starting.
Jadon Sancho statistically has got one of the best goal contributions in Europe, or in the England squad anyway, over the last 2 seasons, and he's barely touched grass. So it's like...
Balogun's got a great record playing at youth level. He's not touched grass
Eddie Nketiah's got a great record at youth level. And what did that do when he got into the first team? Nothing.
Yeah, but did he give Balogun a chance?
Eddie Nketiah has got a better goal-scoring record for the England under-23s than Alan Shearer. Is he better than him now? No. Come on, man. You can't take what you do at youth level.
I'm looking at Saliba.
Right, I'll get to him if you would just...
hurry up and get to them, man.
Behave yourself. Were you busy?
Right?
Get out of it, man. I'm going to go to it.
You don't want to get to those, right?
What you
can't give me an argument even on Balogun.
No, I'll tell you what you do.
I want to know why...
What do you mean you want to know? Like, I'm going to know. Like, hold on a minute.
You're not going to know.
Hold on a minute. Wait there. Hello, Mikel. Can I have a chat, please? Robbie's not happy. He wants to know what's going. Come on, man.
I want to know why Balogun couldn't get 2 to 3 games at the end of the season, even off the bench.
We don't know. They've obviously got a structure and a plan for him and what they're going to do. And it's very evident that they're looking to get Eddie out of the door now.
Nothing for Reece Nelson. No games for Reece Nelson. No games for Balogun.
No. And then we go into Guendouzi, fully justified in his decision and why he's did it. And I fully back the manager on that situation. Guendouzi was a problem for Lorient. Guendouzi was a problem for Unai Emery. Guendouzi was a problem for Mikel Arteta the moment he walked through the door, and he actually got banned for a game after a pre-season, mid-season winter break tour to Dubai, which we all know about. The game when we returned was Newcastle, and Guendouzi was omitted from the squad, so he had a warning, and then he carried on and continued to do it. He then goes over to the Bundesliga, and the manager that was over there... Yeah, he done well, but the manager turned around and said it was like dealing with a kid going through puberty, because he acts just like a little kid all the time.
But you know what? He also said, the manager, that he's a very, very good player.
Yeah, we know that.
Very talented.
We know that.
Made some great contributions to the team.
We also have heard that he refuses to apologise. Right. We've also heard that Lacazette and Aubameyang in particular have even spoke to him to say to him, apologise, get your career back on track.
Do you know?
He won't.
So you say, we don't know. How do you know?
Chat to man.
Right.
But so
at the end of the day, right?
But I think that's justified. At the end of the day, it's justified. I'm sorry, Robbie, but
your job sometimes as a manager, right? As I can testify, right, is to manage difficult people.
but also wait there. But also,
you're right.
But also, you know what? If you want to, no, because if you want to bring this up, I'm going to say something.
Wait a minute.
Go on.
I've not finished, right? Sometimes some difficult people, right? They're difficult to be, on a day in, day out thing to manage. But you know what? They're talented, right? So you work with it. You work with certain strengths and weaknesses, and you manage that, right? Is he not able to manage it? Because there are a lot of teams that have players that are problematic.
Right, I will get into it now.
Grealish.
I will get into it now.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, here we go.
Grealish, who everybody's raving about, quite rightly so, is a brilliant player, has had a lot of problems. Remember that time when he was laid out in Ibiza? There's been many other, even in the COVID thing. You saw those pictures of that. We smashed up his car and was in his night robe and things like that and all that. You know what I mean? You've got to manage sometimes some of these difficult characters.
Yeah, right. Now, first
Not
and
just
foremost,
so I can't deal with that. Off you go.
First and foremost, thank you for admitting I'm talented. And
I wasn't talking about you.
Yeah, of course you were. So, but there's certain things that happen where an apology is needed. All right? There's certain things that have happened.
No, like you said, you don't know about it.
But this is what we're hearing. And it has to have been that serious for it to have got to the way that it is. And too many people within certain positions within Arsenal that hear things or know things have all said the same thing, and that is that he's not apologised. There's been times with me and you. There's been times with me and you, yeah? There was ultimately the time where I get sacked as manager of AFTV FC, yeah? Do what I'm doing or whatever. But that was one period where I genuinely upset and angered you to the point where no more. Like, we're done. Like, we can't do this anymore. And I apologized to you. And I build bridges. And I apologized. Because in that instance, an apology was needed for my actions. Because if I didn't apologise, the harsh reality is, Robbie, the reality is, if I didn't apologise for that incident, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you now.
Yeah, but that was way worse than anything Guendouzi's done. Right? And that was probably accumulated of about 50 different incidences that you've done.
But,
right?
but I agree with the manager.
But what I'm saying is, with the Guendouzi thing, yet again, he's not giving him a chance.
He's giving him an opportunity.
He's not giving him a chance. He's had a little incident with him. He sent him out on loans. Loans coming to an end now. It's like, yeah, I don't want you around. Go. No chance again.
Yeah, I agree. I back him on that.
No chance.
I back him on that.
Martinelli,
I've already explained the situation. Martinelli comes back from a very serious injury.
Here we go.
Martinelli come back from a very serious injury.
Yeah.
An injury that kept him out for more than 6 months. He then comes back. His first game back, he's given a start. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right. He came back. Just before half-time, Martinelli, whack, has to get taken off. Actually tries to continue the second half. Playing Man City, remember that. And finished. Out for a few more weeks. The moment he's fit, is he starting again?
No.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. What happened, Robbie?
What game did he start in?
Wait. He's starting. What happened? Got injured in warm-up. Rolled his ankle.
Yeah.
Remember? So had to go out for a few more weeks again. And then obviously Arsenal have looked at it and said, we need to game manage him. Just come back from a serious injury. Picked up 2 other injuries along the way. Martinelli's style of play and the way that he does play is all action. So Arsenal have obviously looked at it and said, this is how we're going to manage him. Yeah,
let's
certain games don't quite go to plan. Like, you could sit there. I know. Look, listen. It doesn't matter what level of football you play at, Robbie, and I know it within management. Yeah, that I could see a couple of my players on the bench. I might have a couple of youngsters on my bench, and I could look at the game and I go, I want to get them some minutes today. I want to get them out on the pitch and get the experience and etc. etc.
We're talking about,
and then the game doesn't go the way it goes. And you can't make that substitution.
You're talking about Martinelli.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Hold on.
If we're playing a game, for example, Robbie, yeah, and we're winning by a goal, 2-1, something like that. The game's edgy. You're not going to go making changes just for the sake of it.
You're talking about Martinelli, like
game management.
Some little kid has just come out of the academy.
I'm not.
And it's green.
But
right?
it's game management. You still have to make the right substitutions. This kid was being spoken about.
Jurgen Klopp described him as one of the best young players in Europe.
Great.
Yeah? We all know how good he is, how exciting he is. Game management. When we were in the semi-finals, right, of the Europa League, yeah? Game management, when we got Martinelli and we're playing false number 9s and things like that, and the man can't get a game. No trust put in this kid. What are you managing him for? Oh, no, it's a really important game, semi-final of the Europa League, but you know what? We need to manage him because he rolled his ankle in a game. Are you having a laugh?
No.
He's not put enough trust in Martinelli. Again, I see even this guy again, Willian, starting even towards the end of the season in front of Martinelli. Are you having a laugh?
Martinelli was playing against the likes of Crystal Palace and that as well.
Are you having a laugh? Right? I'm sorry, right? Again, Martinelli not utilised well enough by Arteta. Not given the trust. Not given the trust that he deserves to get as one of the most exciting young players in European football.
He will have his opportunity next season.
Yeah, you say that about everyone.
No.
Oh, don't worry, next year. And then when next year will come, it'll be the year after. Or the year, play the kid. I remember having a conversation with someone who was saying to me, oh, you know what, what's his name? The kid at Leeds, the Brazilian kid at Leeds. Oh, I've forgotten his name now.
That's a shame.
What's his name? At Leeds, he plays up Rafinha. And he's going, oh, Robbie, we should go and get Rafinha. Brilliant player, which he is, brilliant player. But I'm like, we've got Martinelli, who's same levels, if not better than Rafinha, right? But we don't play him.
Next season.
No, we're managing him. There's no problem. Saliba, tell me about that.
What more do you want me to say?
We
went out on loan, justified.
Great loan.
Right decision because it's been a great loan.
Great loan.
Everything right now is talk.
Oh, it's all right when the talk goes your way, but now...
No, but it is because there's nothing reputable behind it. There's no actual, like...
Do you think we're trying to get Ben White?
We're getting Ben White because we got rid of David Luiz first and foremost as well. And also, if you care to actually research this, go and look at Ben White's heat map from the whole of last season. And he predominantly plays on the right-hand side. I already can clearly see what system Mikel Arteta wants to go with next season. And I can also clearly see that Ben White has been identified as this inverted on the right-hand side. He will play more on that right-hand side.
Right back.
Ben White,
so you're getting Ben White as a right back then?
It's more inverted, right?
As a right back?
He can play right back, and he's very good at it.
Right, so Ben White's coming as a right back, not a centre back.
We can go as a free, and you can go on the right as a free.
So he's not coming in as a centre back.
Or you can come in as a 4, and you can be right back of the 4. But
so you think he's going to keep Ben White holding?
Are you listening? Do you understand about actual systems and how they work? It's not 1970. It's not 4-4-2. Hit and hope, and everyone stays rigid in their positions. The way we want to play, we need to have this inverted right-hand side player.
Yeah, I know, you've explained all that. And lovely.
But that's what I'm trying to say to you. Ben White has been identified as that player. Ben White and William Saliba can actually play together.
So you think...
In the system.
So in your
and the systems change.
In your opinion, we're going to get Ben White, 50 million quid.
46.
Keep Saliba and Holding. You think that's what will happen?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Most clubs have 5 centre-backs.
Remember, we've got no European football next year. We need to trim our squad down.
Most clubs have 5 centre-backs.
We need to trim our squad down.
We are trimming the squad down.
Yeah, we need to trim our squad down. And you think we're going to go with 5 centre-backs for next season?
Because
one centre-back that costs 27 million.
What Arsenal are clearly doing, what Arsenal are also doing is what you've also got to remember, is the age of a lot of these players. They're not just building for next season, they're building for the future. Next season's a part of the stepping stone for where you want to go. The demographic of all these players is very, very similar. 2 styles. Age, Premier League proven. Because next season, the first part is to get back into Europe again. All right? That is the first minimal target. Minimal target. So what they obviously clearly want is not a player that's going to take a year to adapt. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a couple of players that we've been linked with, like the Lokongo, who's not Premier League proven, yeah? But 1 or 2 out of a potential 5 or 6 isn't an issue. But if we went and bought 4 or 5 unknown players, like not Premier League proven, out of 5 or 6, then you've got an issue.
But we're not buying Saliba. We already
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the players we're buying in general.
I'm not on about players.
I'm saying but Saliba's also young.
I'm on about giving
a
chance.
So he fits into the
Fofana, that guy at Leicester, he's young.
Yeah.
He weren't Premier League proven.
No, I know.
He played with Saliba.
He also never lost his parents.
He played with Saliba, yeah.
And you don't know what that does to somebody's mental state or whatever it might be.
Like you said, these things we don't know, right? But one thing I do know is what Saliba said when he joined Nice on loan last season. He said the thing that really disappointed him is that he's not been given a chance at Arsenal. That's what he said. We know that.
And Arsenal,
facts.
Yes, and Arsenal very clearly decided that, because it wouldn't just be Mikel's decision, the club would have to as well, because they invested the money in him, that the right thing to do was to send him back over to France. He's lost his parents, struggling with the adaptation of side of things.
Tough.
And it was the right thing to do, because when you look at his performances in France, that's what loan deals are there to do.
Was it the right thing to do?
Yes, it was the right thing to do.
Because he wanted to play. And he said...
But the club have obviously said he wasn't ready.
He'd not been given a chance.
But the club had decided that he was not ready. And you've also got to remember, he's 19.
How old's Fofana?
But it doesn't matter. I'm trying to say to you.
How old's Fofana? How old's Saka?
They took into consideration 19, new league, not one but two parents dying.
How old's Saka?
But Saka lives in this country. Saka's from here.
Fofana played with...
But he ain't lost his parents.
Wait a minute. Fofana played with Saliba at Nice.
But he's not lost his parents. He's not struggling with the situation. Everybody deals with things differently.
Exactly.
In life.
You don't know exactly how he was dealing with it. And he said... but the club do. I'm going off the comments of the player himself.
Yes,
like you said, let's deal with the facts here.
Yeah.
He said that he felt disappointed because he had not been given a chance at Arsenal.
And Arsenal had decided that he wasn't ready.
And then he goes out on loan and he's brilliant. He's winning Player of the Month. He was superb for Nice.
In a league that he's already adapted to and has no reason to not adapt. He's close to his family.
Do you not understand the word? Do you not understand the word when I say you haven't been given a chance?
But do you not understand?
Wait a minute.
But you're not understanding. No, because you're not understanding that the club have decided he's not ready for the chance.
No, Arteta's decided that, and maybe he was wrong, is what I'm trying to say.
And maybe he was right.
Right? Maybe he was wrong because, this is what the kid's saying. Give me a chance.
And Arsenal have said,
make your decision.
Yet. And Arsenal have said, not yet. Go on loan, get your head right.
And now it's
then you can come back.
And now it's looking, right, that there's a strong possibility he won't get a chance again.
We don't know that.
We don't know.
Right, let me explain something. There's media that are saying this, and then the people who you should actually listen to, who are in a position of power within the club, have said that Saliba's going nowhere and that he is going to be part of Arsenal's future.
They said that last season.
No,
they said that last season.
Sending him on loan doesn't mean he's still not part of the future.
They said that at the start of the season, last season, they said he's part of our plans, right? And then next week, he's not. He played in that. Remember, he played in that game, right? The pre-season friendly against MK Dons, and he had a good little game there, right? And then we was all excited and saying, looking forward to seeing him. And next week, he doesn't get a game, and then he's off on loan. And I'm saying to you, right, that there's a big chance, from what I'm seeing, that could happen to him again this season. There's a lot of talk that Arsenal are even open to selling him, right? And that just gives you the impression that Arteta doesn't fancy him, right? It's very worrying for me, and I'm just like, I want to see this kid given a chance. We don't know, we don't see him week in, but if he's not given a chance, we're not going to know if he's good enough at this level or not. Sometimes you have to, this is what I'm talking about with Arteta, is that sometimes you got to give someone a chance. You got to take a risk on that person. You know what? Let's throw Saliba in. Let's see what he can do. Let's give him some, we're not going to send him on loan. We're going to keep him here for even from now till January. We're going to see what he can do. But I'm just worried when I see the Ben White thing. You're right. Maybe he might play as a right back. But, we got right backs, right? Or go and get, if you're going to get a right back, let's get Lamptey, right? You know what I mean? Because to me, we've got centre backs here, right? And I don't see Saliba getting a chance. And you was there that game when we went to Watford. The kid was so excited about playing for Arsenal. He was sat in the stands. Remember that game?
Yeah, I know.
He sat in the stands amongst the fans because he's trying to soak it up. That's how excited he is to play for Arsenal. He's supposed to be, you know, reportedly an Arsenal fan even before he came here. He's excited to play for Arsenal, and he's not getting any chances. And as I said, Saliba, Guendouzi, Balogun, Reece Nelson. It's like a little history of players not getting a chance at Arsenal under Mikel Arteta.
And then there's a history of players getting a chance.
One.
We've said.
Smith
no,
Rowe.
it's not just that.
Smith Rowe. Because you can't count Saka, because Saka was already an established player before.
You can
Arteta
count
come.
Saka.
He was an established player. He's like our best player. It'd be dumb to drop him.
He's become an international because of Arteta. He's become an like where he is now.
Really and truly, Freddie Ljungberg. Freddie Ljungberg brought him in. Freddie Ljungberg took a chance on him.
We know about them players coming in. But we know about those players coming in.
One thing I can tell you, yeah? I can tell you this is facts, yeah? Freddie Ljungberg brought him in, and it was actually the person who's really responsible for him having a prolonged time in the team, right? And really sort of coming to the fore is Emery. Because Emery said at Arsenal, and now I know this as a fact, he said, send Mkhitaryan out on loan because I want to starting Saka week in, week out. I trust in this kid. I think this kid's going to be big. That's why.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Mkhitaryan, established player, he said, send him out on loan. Whereas in the case of Arteta now, he's like, no, let's play Willian. Instead of... Nah, man.
I've told you already. Saka, listen, one of the reasons why Saka signed his new contract because of Arteta.
Yeah, so we hear.
What do you mean, so we hear? So if he doesn't get on with the manager and he doesn't listen to what the manager's saying and he doesn't believe in the project, he don't sign a new contract, does he?
Listen, he respects the manager and he's playing, innit? So...
And let's see what Kieran Tierney's turned around and said about Mikel Arteta.
Kieran Tierney's been playing. And
no, but what has Kieran Tierney said about the manager and about how good he is and what he does? Another player that's just about to sign a new 5-year contract.
Bellerin's come out this week and said great things about the manager, but he could be on the way up. Yeah,
good.
Right? So, you know, I'm just like, it's slightly worrying to me that, as I said right at the start, that guy said, he's a young manager himself who's been given a chance.
It's the last of our worries.
It's
the last of our worries.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is a worry for me if
it's the last of our worries.
If he's doing a Southgate and he don't want
to... Starting the season. Listen, if he had players like Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho at his disposal and he wasn't playing them, then I could agree with that statement. No, because when he dropped Pepe deserved to be dropped because he wasn't performing. Jack Grealish performs week in, week out for Villa, for England. You know, Jadon Sancho, I told you.
You know what, there's many times when Pepe was performing. Pepe would go, score 2 goals in a game. The next game, everyone's like, yeah, man, Pepe, I can't wait. Well, Pepe's on fire. Scored 2 goals last week. Then the team sheet comes out for the game. Where's Pepe?
Yeah, but I think you'll
Willian starting instead of Pepe.
But I think
that happened a lot last season.
Yes, in the beginning. But what you will realise is towards the latter,
not just the beginning.
Towards the latter part of the season, the last 3-4. When did he get sent off against Leeds? Because that was when it turned around for him, in my opinion. That's where he woke up and realised that he's going to
even before that, he was scoring goals. Right, he was scoring goals in the Europa League. He'd be banging in the Europa League, score a goal that get us through, and then the very next. When the weekend
I know,
comes,
but at that time when he was doing that, he was scoring against Dundalk. All right, we didn't buy him to score goals against Dundalk.
Willian didn't even score against DTFC. He didn't score against Dundalk. He didn't score against anyone. He's still in the team.
He scored though.
Right,
he did score 1 goal. He did. Sick goal though. But what I'm trying to get to you and say with the situation with him is that towards, I'd say, the last 3 months of the season, Pepe warranted his status and what he was doing as a player. He became probably one of our most important players.
He was our best player.
Yeah, like right up there. He was right up there, like as one of our best, if not the best. Performance-wise, he was exceptional. So,
right.
I think that was.
I want to put it out there to people, right? Do you trust Arteta to bring through these young players at Arsenal? Is he taking enough chances with them, with the likes of Martinelli, Saliba, Balogun? Do you trust him? Do you think next season he will bring these kids through? Saliba, right? I want to hear from you guys, right? In the comments, really, really interesting point that fan, and I'm not sure his name is, but it was a great point that he made the other day. DT, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Keep enjoying the summer. Commiserations about your brother once again. But you're right. We just got to keep smiling, man.
Yeah.
Until next week.
Until next week.
Next
do you know
week,
what
Tuesday.
I mean? And then,
but let's keep smiling.
when's the season start?
The season starts in August. Remember that difficult start? Brentford. That's a kind of game's on a Friday night now as well, isn't it?
Easy start. Are we going to be allowed to go?
I don't know yet.
Because they're talking about fans will be going back in the stadium, but they might still limit away fans.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait and see. Let's hope. It's the game I'm looking forward to. That Brentford game. So, but yeah, listen. The new season is starting to ramp up now. We've heard of various friendlies being announced. You see that friendly against Tottenham? Yeah, there's a friendly against Tottenham, against Chelsea to raise money for Mind charity.
Okay,
so
that's a good
really,
thing,
really good cause.
Where's that at?
At the all the different grounds. So one's at Arsenal, one's at Tottenham, one's at Chelsea.
Where are we playing Tottenham?
I think at Tottenham.
No, I ain't going that.
Right, so
it'll be the summertime. I can't cover my face.
Right, so yeah, so looking forward to it. Looking forward to all of those games. And yeah, don't forget you can download this podcast on all the normal platforms, and like and subscribe here to AFTV. Also check out DT's channel as well, and we will be back next week.